In the pantheon of great Australian country artists, the name of multi-award-winning country music legend Adam Brand sits high on the leaderboard. One of Australia's most commercially successful and popular recording artists, Adam's career statistics are staggering. Over 2 decades, Adam has sold more than 600,000 albums, won 12 Golden Guitars, and has been nominated for 6 ARIA Awards. And he has achieved 8 top 10 ARIA albums. Over 16 studio records, he has earned 3 platinum and 5 gold albums and 8 CMC Oz Artist of the Year awards. He has had in excess of 20 number one singles on the country charts. Being a massive concert attraction, he has played to millions of Australians and is one of this country's top draw cards, whether he's performing solo or headlining a festival in front of a great band. Career highlights include an American record deal with Arista Records, touring with Taylor Swift, winning Dancing with the Stars, the huge success of Adam Brand and the Outlaws Project, plus a lot more. Adam is a devoted family man who's not afraid to look in the mirror and write about what he holds dear. It's certainly been a hell of a ride for him so far, but there's much more to come, and he's showing no signs of quitting anytime soon. New chapters are being written, and last year's release of what might well be the most defining album of his career, All or Nothing, the Adam Brand story, is still going strong, especially with the recent release of his latest sensational single, Now We're Talking, that I played just a minute ago. There can be no doubt whatsoever that Adam Brand is a performer whose incomparable appeal and status as a nationwide fan favourite has been achieved through hard yakka and the highest standards of professionalism, along with an abundance of plain old-fashioned natural talent. I previously interviewed Adam last December of 2021 and again in June of last year, and I'm truly honoured to have him standing by on the phone waiting to have a chat with me right now, so I'll keep him waiting no longer. Hello, Adam. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, mate. How you doing?
Okay, great to know. Alrighty. Now, well, first of all, welcome once again to the Country Club. It's always a real, genuine treat to have you on the show.
Thank you, mate. Good to be with you again.
Yeah, no worries. I always appreciate you taking the time out, especially on a Sunday afternoon with the family on a beautiful day like today and so forth. So I do appreciate you doing the time. How is the family? How are you enjoying fatherhood?
Oh, mate, they are fantastic. I must say it's a bit like beautiful chaos, because I've got a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, and as you can imagine, it's full on, but it's beautiful. I absolutely love it, mate. I really do.
I reckon if you could harness the energy of kids that age, you wouldn't have to have coal-fired power stations or anything. You just plug them in and they would power the whole city.
Oh, I tell you what, it's like they've got a completely endless bucket of fuel, of top fuel, methanol or something, because they sort of, there's only 2 speeds. It's full speed, and then it's stopped. They're tired, and it's like...
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
When they conk out, it's like, oh, okay, take a breather.
Yeah, have a quick drink before they wake up again.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I know. Look, it's been a long time, but it's something you never forget, for me anyway. Tell us the story behind Now We're Talking. It's a great single. I love that single. It's a great track, but, it's no surprise. Everything you've put out is, top shelf. And I've got... I
appreciate it, buddy. And look, Now We're Talking. It's sort of like one of those sort of classic stories. Boy meets girl. Girl doesn't like boy.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Mum doesn't like boy.
Right.
But they end up, really talking. You never would have thought in a million years they're going to wind up together, and then all of a sudden things change, and it's like, yeah, that's the stuff. Now we're talking, and it's it's a little bit of myself in there, a little bit of country storytelling, and But yeah, it's certainly something that I hope some people can identify with.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of us can, without a doubt, as we can. And it seems to be something of a feature of the songs that you seem to write predominantly, is that they touch a chord in just about everyone. And they're written from the heart and from personal experience, and they resonate with so many of us.
Well, mate, that's really nice of you to say so, and that's, I guess, what every songwriter is trying to do.
Yeah.
And look, you always know that you're not going to connect with everybody, but if you can write something from your heart and that's honest and that that you really believe in, then hopefully you're going to connect with the right people who need to hear that at the right time.
That's right, and enough of them. And certainly that's been the case with your product. It's just abundantly, reflective of just the average Joe out there on the street. And to hear it put to a country song, like of 3 minutes or whatever, and a whole story is told, that everyone can identify with. It's a real talent, mate, I tell you.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. It's certainly something that you don't take for granted. You just continue to try and put your stories and your heart and soul into these songs, and been doing it for a long time, as you know. So
yeah,
kind of at that point where I feel comfortable, where sharing and writing and writing my life experience into songs.
Yeah, it must be a bit of a challenge because you're laying your soul bare when you write a song like that, like you do. You open up so much of yourself.
Yeah, you certainly can be. You certainly can be bearing your soul. And look, and lots of songs are different. Sometimes they're really raw and they really are opening up, and then sometimes it's not so much. You're just using your experiences to guide the story, and
right.
You're telling the story. So it really depends on the subject matter, but certainly, mate, some songs are very, very personal, but
yeah.
others are meant for a party too,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, your songs do seem to cover that gambit, like you've written songs about racing cars or driving, cars fast, and which are some of my favourites, and drinking beer and just basically having a good time. But then there's those really sort of heartwarming things that you've put out, that touch you so deeply, and resonate so well, and you think, oh geez, yeah, I've been down that road, and I know how he feels,
Yes. That's great.
Anyway, look, tell us where people can buy your music.
Well, as we all know, that sort of changes. It's been changing quite a lot over the last, recent times, the last years. Most people get their music now online, or they stream it. Whether it's on Apple Music or Spotify. You can listen if you subscribe to those.
Yep.
You can just go onto YouTube or go onto my Facebook. That's always a good place. You can hear it and see it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's like you say, it's the old record shop has sort of gone by the wayside, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has changed a lot, but and some people go, oh, it's not like the good old days and all that kind of stuff. But look, everything's got to change, and
it does.
You just got to find the good things, within that change, and work out how you sort of go along with that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to. Yeah, you move with the times. You got to be adaptable. I think that old saying, "Adapt or perish."
Yes, true, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, tell me. I've never asked you this in all the conversations we've had, but I'm just curious. Who do you look to, or who do you see as your main influences? Who have shaped you as a musical artist and a songwriter?
Oh, look, it's a kind of a difficult question because there's so many people over the years that you listen to and you get inspired by.
Yep.
I would say that I get, I've been inspired a lot over the years by, by people that I've songwritten with, and those people are not household names at all. People don't
No.
know them because they're kind of behind the scenes,
They are, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of times I'm inspired by those sort of people, who bring a lot to a songwriting session, and together you carve out this new song. And
Yeah.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But some of my favourite artists or talented, creative people are people that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, I get that. When I read the stats, sometimes people send me so and so's put out a new release and it's been written by him and so and so and so. You never heard of them. You don't know who they are, but they're clearly very talented people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that they are. And there's so many talented people.
Yeah.
It's just really,
I'm in awe. I've got to be honest with you. I'm in awe of people like you who can sit down and write an entire song, and put a story in it, over 2.5, 3.5 minutes, and there's your whole story, start to finish. I'm just in awe of that talent. And it's a real gift.
Mate, I wrote with Graham Connors quite a few times over the years, and he's certainly someone who I look up to, and hold him in high regard.
Yeah, I do too. Yep.
He said something to me years ago that really sort of stuck with me. He said, "Mate, what you're trying to do is you write the whole song on the back of a postage stamp." to get your story, to get as much as you can.
Yeah.
But you've only got this tiny little bit to do it, so
yeah.
Don't waste your words and write it on that little postage stamp. So it's interesting. So
that's good advice, I think. Yeah. But again, I'm awestruck at people who can do that and have the talent to do it. I find it absolutely remarkable.
Yeah. Well, it's sometimes very frustrating too, though, mate.
I can imagine. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just something you got to persevere with. Sometimes, I guess.
It's true.
Look, Adam, I'm very sorry, but unfortunately we are out of time, so I need to sign off.
No worries.
Again, I'm very, very grateful to you for taking the time to have this chat with me on the radio, and I look forward to being able to do it again. But in the meantime, I wish you every success, every continued success, and I do look forward to your next single, your next album, so I can add it to my program's playlist and give it some airplay. So,
well, mate, I very much appreciate it. I really do. And mate, if I don't speak to you before, have a great Christmas, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and all the best to you and your family. I know you're a very devoted family man, so it's very important. And so all the best. I hope everything's great for you. And I reciprocate. Have a great Christmas, New Year, and look forward to chatting with you next year sometime.
Excellent. Can't wait, mate. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Adam.
Cheers.
All the best. Adam Brand, folks, if you've only just tuned in.